Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a great update that's been made to an old, very beloved event that's grown tired over the years. We're going to be talking about Crucible of War. Crucible of War launched into the game around 3 years ago, and when it first launched it was one of the pinnacle events in Star Trek Fleet Command. The rewards were exceptional, and just the way it was formatted with 3 different main types of event, it was just a fantastic event that was brought into the game. It started off really quite hard, but as you progressed up and your alliance got bigger and stronger, the event got easier and easier as you progressed. But what was always the bugbear with people was that the rewards were not worth the effort, especially in grinding things like the alliance leaderboard. It just wasn't worth it. So let's break down what this event actually is. It's broken down into 3 main events. First of all, there is a daily SMS. So technically over the 3 days of the event, you will get 3 different SMS events, one each day of the event run. These pay out steel. So you can see that the top milestone there for me is paying about 85 billion steel. For comparison, last month this event was paying a pittance by comparison. So if we take a look at this was the last run. We can see this was the run that was in at the end of June, in between the June and July arcs. I've changed this to the Ops 53 to 55 bracket, which is where I sit. So Ops 54 falls nicely, and we can see the top milestone here. If we ignore the 1 million par steel tokens, we can see that we was getting about 15 billion steel in the top milestone. So by comparison to what we're getting now, 85 billion, ignoring the par steel tokens, absolutely huge ramp up in rewards for the solo milestones. And if anybody was not aware, one thing to check out to work out roughly how much is being paid out in a full event, if you take the top milestone and double it, that works out how much that you will be getting across the event. Generally, that is the rule of thumb for most events, which means that for my one SMS event, I'm not going to be getting 85 billion. We're going to get about 170 billion par steel per day over the first 3 days. That is over $500 billion steel over the 3 runs of this event over the next 3 days. Massive ramp up in rewards. The other things is paying out is the Gold Alliance trophies. These have been paid out in the exact same quantities, so you get 50 for the 3rd milestone and 350 for the top milestones. And completing this event is just going to involve you going out and killing hostiles, basically completing your daily grinds will generally complete this for your particular ops level. So no real extra effort involved, but it's going to get you these rewards and a decent chunk of steel plus those gold trophies. The other part is the AMS, and this is what the grinding all filters into. So the Alliance milestone still continues to pay out the Alliance event trophies, and it's still paying out the same amount. So there are still 10 milestones paying out 3,200 each, so paying out 32,000 Alliance trophies over the course of a 3-day event. I did review, and obviously just to do a direct for comparison there, we can see we're getting 480 ultra tokens per milestone for the top 5, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then the bottom 5 pay out premium recruit tokens, 150 per time, plus a good chunk of Alliance credits. This is one of the best sources of Alliance credits in the game, especially because it's based on just one event over a 3-day period. While we're comparing, we'll pull it up again on STFC.space. We can see that the rewards are identical. So the solo milestone has not been touched with regards to rewards. Now, what has changed? You will notice that when you look in the scoring of this event, because you get 1 point per hostile killed, that happens regardless which hostile you kill with whatever ship. But what was a little bit outdated was the ships that you could use to get bonus points. Because you imagine if you had to kill 2 million hostiles just getting the 1 point per go, not many alliances, if any alliance, would ever be able to complete that. So where this event becomes easier is in 2 ways. The first one is your gold trophies. The gold trophies are what you were getting from your solo milestones. So when you get your 400 trophies, you get 400 obviously times 25, which is 10,000 points per day. You're going to get your solo milestone 3 times a day. You can contribute 30,000 points just by completing your SMS with regards to the gold trophies. But in order to complete your SMSs, you're also going to be killing hostiles, which is why the technique to completing this event best for your alliance is using the highest ships that you've got. You can see the higher the ship in terms of ops level, the more points that you get per ship. So obviously we capped out here at the Crozier, which are the 56 ships, but it also had some very noticeable emissions from the scoring mechanics. So for example, things like the Franklin A did not get any bonus points, the Talios did not get any bonus points, and then the Ops 60 ships didn't get any bonus points either in the last run. So this is another thing that's changed. So if we pop back into game, we go back into the milestones and we check what they are, you can see that we've now got the Ops 60 ships. The Ox 60 ships are now included within that, but also if we go into the other premium combat section, we now have things like the Franklin A, the Mantis, the Voyager, Defiant, the Talios, the Titan. All of these ships have now been added. So there's been some fantastic changes and additions in terms of ships, which means that you're not going to be disadvantaged by using, say, Talios when you go do your Borg grind every day and feel the need to have to go pull your Vidar out and hit the lower hostiles and take longer doing your grind just so that you can get your points towards your Alliance milestones. The other thing that's changed massively is the Alliance leaderboard. The Alliance leaderboard was always seen as a bit of a pride leaderboard because the rewards were so pitiful. And again, let's go and do a direct comparison. So if we was to finish first, let's use first as an easy number. If we finish first at my ops level, ops 54, I'm going to be getting about 80 billion tritanium. If we forget the change that we're going to get in these smaller tokens here, about 80 billion for finishing first. But then if we compare that to what we'd be getting last month, we can see we was getting a grand total of about 11.5 billion tritanium. So a massive increase up to 80 billion there, almost an 8x improvement in terms of rewards. Absolutely huge. There have been a few other changes made to the event, which again was absolutely cried out for in terms of the rewards that were going to be paid out. And one of them is officers. If you go into your recruit tab, so go into officers and go to recruit, you will see a couple of bundles that appear here now. So there's the gold trophy recruit. Now lots of people at the higher ops levels completely ignored this bundle because they had all officers maxed, or they just didn't see value in the officers that were in there. A few new additions have been added. So the notable ones to point out are things like Geordie, Giorgio has been added in there, TOS Kirk's been added in there. We've also got, for the first time ever, actual sourcing for Mackinnon, genuine sourcing for Mackinnon. It's the first time she's been sourced properly in the game through an actual chest pull. Leslie now being added in as well, another huge addition to this chest. Beverly Crusher being added. She's an officer that everybody should be trying to get maxed. Even I don't have her maxed yet, which is now giving me some sort of draw into this chest. But again, they've added some great officers in here, and especially ones that don't have fantastic sourcing elsewhere, like Leslie. Mackinnon's had no sourcing up to this point. Geordie is only available in the Ultra chest. Giorgio is available in transport patterns. So there are a few that we can get through other avenues, but also some officers that are really key and officers that people may want to decide to work to. Leslie, up until this point, I'm going to basically say was a pay-only officer because the only other way that you could get them was from the premium faction recruits. But the premium faction recruits, everybody will tell you, are absolutely horrible value. So now we've got the opportunity to pull these chests to actually work on those officers for free every single month, because there's very few months where Crucible of War doesn't run. There is also a second gold trophy bundle being added as well. So you can see these are focusing here on Pike, Sharvanik and Kang as the three headlines on that. Over here we've got Kirk, Nero and Gorkon. So when we take a look at the officers that are in here, we've got a smorgasbord of Klingon officers, Curon with Worf or Gowron. We've got Deanna Troi in here as well. Deanna Troi being a good officer for the Latinum away mission, Form Trade Agreement. I use her for that, so not too bad. TOS Spock is a decent PvP officer when you get into the higher ranks as well. So again, good sourcing to have, but again, TOS Spock is available through transport patterns, so maybe not massively desirable from this chest. Michael Burnham sourcing is again pretty awful. Your only options are through the Discovery chest and through away team assignments. So having another source at Michael Burnham, if that's something that you want to work on, again is quite good. TOS Uhura, again a good pairing for PvP. So again, some good additions, and it's good to have multiple options rather than just diluting one chest with all the officers, giving us an opportunity. And when you look at what you get from these chests, you're getting 2 shards guaranteed to be uncommon or better. So there are no common officers in this chest, but you're going to get 2 shards, and these do have, as you can see here, a 5% chance to receive a full unlock as well. And I've got 5% chance, 80% chance of that being uncommon, and 20% chance of that being rare. So you cannot get a full pull epic from this chest just for uncommons and rares. But you can see that you do have a chance of your 2 shards to get epic shards from there, and some of the epic officers are decent. So now a very nice addition to the chest there. The other option to spend your Alliance Gold Trophies is to spend them on the Gold Trophy Utility Pack. Gold Trophy Utility Pack paying out a little amount of independent credits, some ship XP, some reload tokens, and having the option of getting rare directives as well. If anybody hasn't already checked out our sourcing videos for rare Armada directives, uncommon Armada directives, and also we have one for getting thousands of epic directives as well, please check those out. They are some of the first videos that we did on the channel. I'll pop a link to those at the end of the video, but I'll also pop the one for the uncommons and rares also at the top of this video right now if you do want to get there quickly, because using the Crucible of War chests are very important to making sure you've got enough, especially with the sheer amount of Armada events that we seem to have going on at the moment. And while you are checking things out, please, a sub to the channel would be, talking of officers, epic? Is that cheesy? But if you haven't subbed to the channel, please do so. We've smashed our 1,000 subscriber limit, which is superb, but hopefully we can take this to the next level now. Thank you so much, everybody, for what you've done so far. Final thing to talk about, we're talking about the changes that have been made to Crucible of War in this quite major update, is going to be the resource pack that you can get from them. So go into your Alliance store and you'll be able to see that you have an option of getting your standard combinations of crystal or titanium, ore and past steel, gas and dilithium. You've got the options of getting those. And when you look at the amounts that are in here, these have been bumped up quite considerably. Two is still limited to 2 per event that it says, but if you time your clocks right, again, you would be able to potentially get some more from these chests if you're working on a specific material. And then the one that I always recommend, which is the Armada Directives pack, again it says limit 1 per event. Because this event is brand new in terms of the way it's been restructured, we will check and see if we are still able to get a second pull out of this based on the countdown timers. Having looked at the clocks, it looks like that we are still going to be able to get 2 pulls out of this Armada chest. And again, check out those videos about sourcing epic directives and rare and uncommon directives to understand what I mean by taking advantage of the clocks. But these have also had a massive increase in terms of their actual value. So Crucible of War has had a massive update. I think it's a great update to the game. It's nice to see that they're going back and working on older content. We've still got a few things left that they probably need to start thinking about, stuff like Swarm Sunday. Faction hunt rewards also potentially need a bit of a revamp. They are really old now and they are day 1, but in terms of this, they are starting to work through. Last one they did was the Apex Outlaw. Now they've done Crucible of War. I can't wait to see what they're going to change next on some of the older events as they start to bring them into the 21st century and make them fit for purpose in a world with a game with G4, G5 and potentially G6. So guys, thank you so much for watching. As I did mention, we have now managed to become a YouTube partner, which I think is absolutely huge, and that's all thanks to the time and effort that people spend into helping me make these videos. And of course, not possible at all without everybody actually taking the time to watch the videos. Thank you so much. Before you go, please press like if you like the content. Drop a comment down below. That really helps the channel analytics. It's always good to hear what people think. What do you think of the changes that have been made to Crucible of War? Are they big enough? Are they bold enough? Is there anything else that you would like to see change? And then we can maybe feed that back to the team now that this is brand new. But please leave a comment below. Press like, press subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, guys, everything is better with lube. Take care, guys. Have a fantastic day.